Thanks for being here and giving me a couple of minutes of your headspace. In this short video, which will be insightful and maybe even challenging at times, I really wanted to unpack the 8 reasons why I believe, through my own experience working alongside clients, that makes a traditional approach of a role review really not valuable at all, and it can be actually quite a damaging experience for people. So let's go through the top 8. Let's jump straight into it, and hopefully you will take the learning back and go back and start to assess and look at your own process around this differently as well too. Reach out with any questions. I'm always here to share headspace as well. So let's get going. What are the top 8 reasons why I feel that a traditional approach to a job review is no good and quite negative? First one I want to look at, I'm going to read off this so I don't miss them, is that it's not holistic in its approach. Now remember, I'm coming from a learning and development background. That's my place and superpower and where I work with my clients and learners in that space. So the first point I want to make is that you have to put the employees into context. This is not just about the role. This is about people as a whole. So this is about them, their lifestyle, what's going on in their own life, what their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations are, what fires them up. Let's put it, we must look at that person in context. So that's number one. It doesn't tend to do that. And then we don't tend to build a complete picture of that person. Number 2, it's often based on a hierarchical, outdated model, which means that the employer tends to hold all the power. It tends to be at times a one-way driven process. So that is a concern, and we know that we're no longer working in that type of model, and we probably won't keep our best talent if we still are. So that's the second point. The third point is that a lot of the time it doesn't actually allow for co-design between employer and employee in terms of the personal development plans that will come out of this. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. And I do unpack that in other learning that we offer, but just think about how much opportunity are you giving in your current process around the employee to help co-design their future too at the business. Okay, number 4, no consistent measure or process and follow-up for the action that comes out of this. So a lot of the time you come up and you go, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, she'll do that. Lovely. See you in 12 months' time. But we have no deliberate ongoing ways in which to check in regularly together. So you need to be able to have that. A lot of them don't. Number 5, it doesn't engage that employee in asking questions that actually help the leader or the person conducting that review to get real intel and insights into that person's reality that can help them actually make better decisions. So if we're going to undertake a job review, we need to be very strategic about how we're going to leverage that in other ways. Yeah. So let's start not just looking at the role on its own. Let's start to ask some questions around that will actually help those leaders make better strategic decisions as well too. Okay. Number 6, doesn't take a learning and development approach to it at all. It tends to be something that people do because they need to justify their existence rather than something that is inspiring and gets people to think about not only their role and how they deliver it, but what is their place and what do they want their future to look like within that organisation as well too. Okay, number 7, it does not let leadership have honest discussion around the gaps and the threats and the risk, not only within the role, but from a more of an organisational perspective. I do talk about the 4 key areas in another short video around that. We make sure we embed it into every learning piece that we do around job reviews and how to actually make them exciting and connected and useful. So go and check that out. But yeah, absolutely. Look, we need to be able to make sure that this is not just about the role on its own. It's about allowing that employee opportunity to talk about the gaps, threats and risk that they see in their role, how it's delivered, and changes that they would like to see within that as well too. And number 8, it can tend to be in the very nature and how it's delivered is that it's something that happens to staff rather than something that they actually help shape and are engaged in as well too. So they're my top 5, I suppose, areas or opinions on why I believe that traditional role reviews have no value in today's society. And certainly if we want to nurture, remember, it's not just about attract and retain, it's attract and develop, very different mindset. So check that video out if you want to know more too. So please, if you're a pro member, you will get this list in writing so you can come back and engage with it. Give us your ideas, comments, thoughts around the question that we ask with every short video. And I hope that gets you to think a little bit different. And like I said, go back and see how you stack up against those 8 key areas. I'd love to know what you find. Have a great day.